Okay. Um, give me, you know what, guys? Just to make things a little bit easy, I'm gonna rerun everything we just did. I want to clear out the screen just so that we're clear that everything on this screen right now was generated by Keras. And we're getting similar results, so I think we're going to be okay here. Although I might have just tanked Starry Vibes' previous observation, but it was still valid, so I'm still going to focus on it. Yeah, okay. Okay, so first of all, the first understanding we should all have is that everything here was generated by Keras. We did not write any of the code to generate to explicitly generate this output. That is a function of the library. That is why you want to use a modern framework, because all of that is baked into the library itself, right? All we did was say, hey, we think this is an architecture of a neural network that we think will work. Why don't you go ahead and try that, right? That's all we did, right? Because our biggest contribution is this section right here, the build the model section, right? This is basically like the only part that's really not done for us, right? Everything else is kind of sort of like predefined, right? Because we know we can't change our data. We wanted to use the min set. We flattened out the data, fairly standard pre-processing. There's going to be 10 classes because there's 10 numbers. Like, we're not making any decisions here, right? Here we're making decisions. Here is where we're saying, okay, well, here we want this layer, we want this activation function, so on and so forth, right? And that's basically all we've defined. But and the number of epochs, right? We defined that, right? But that's it. Everything else here was created by Keras. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to understand. 10 epochs. We define that, right? And we've seen epochs in our other parts. And basically, as we've defined it, it's basically giving the algorithm a new chance to start all over again, right? An epoch is day one in school all over again. So we've given it 10 opportunities to train itself, essentially. Within each one of those epochs, it will go through the data set and try to come up with the best model, and then take that model forward into the next epoch and learn a little bit more, so on and so forth. So in theory, more epochs, more better, gives it more of an opportunity to learn from its past mistakes, right? All right. So that explains why we have these epochs, okay? This is telling us a little bit about the performance, right? How long each epoch took, which for these models is not critical because they train pretty quickly, but as you get into larger, more complex models, that's going to matter, right? All right. So now we have 4 columns that look very similar, right? So Michael, I want you to think about these as this accuracy and loss is one conjoined column, and this accuracy and loss is another conjoined column. And what we're basically saying is that this accuracy and this loss applies to our test data. Okay? And then we're saying that this accuracy and this loss applies to our validation data. Because if you remember, we chose a certain proportion of our records should be held out for validation testing, right? We designated that. We designated that as 10%. So this is what happens when we use our test data, and this is what happens when we use our validation data. And validation data, your validation numbers, are technically more important. I hesitate to say, but they should have more of an emphasis, because this is data that your training cycles never saw. They were intentionally held out so that this is brand new data to your model. So in theory, your validation data is kind of like your best reflection of your metrics, because it kind of simulates what you're going to do in the real world, right? When you actually go to use this. So that's basically what we're doing here, right? So think of these as two columns of two, right? This accuracy and loss is important, and then this accuracy and loss is important. So your eye should be drawn to this one, because this is your last epoch, and these are the validation numbers for accuracy and loss. And as we've discussed before, accuracy, more higher, more better. Validation loss, more lower, more better. Anytime you start crossing into the 0.0, you're on the right track. And if you remember, in some of our previous classes, we've gotten down to 4 zeros, right? Where it's like 0.0000 something, right? The lower you can get to the loss, the better, generally speaking. So Michael, I hope that helps break it out for you, but that's essentially what's happening here. This tells us how the model is doing. Now, if we look at this line here, this line is very similar to the comment that Starry Vibes made about the earlier model, where it is possible where you will have epochs that are actually better along the way. Because remember, guys, just because you give it more epochs, you're not guaranteed a better result. You know, that's a fundamental mistake that a lot of people make. Just because you try more in machine learning doesn't mean it's going to be better, right? So there are going to be models along the way, as Starry Vibes made the observation previously, where these numbers are actually not too bad. They're actually pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty high accuracy, right? 9788 is bigger than all but one of these, right? And the validation loss matches what our 10th epoch was, right? So those are the types of things that your eye should kind of be drawn to, okay? But overall, people are saying that this is a good model, and yeah, there's reasons to believe that this model can fit our needs, right? There's reasons to believe that this model is on the right track and will get us to an answer, right? Denelson wanted to see this more of in a traditional confusion matrix, which is what we've done in the past. So I agree with that. We're going to do that. But let me look at some of these comments. So Yassine says, I think it's a good model, good results, loss is small, validation loss as well. They are not so close, but not too far to worry, I guess. Yeah, I agree with that, Yassine. I mean, they are not equal, sure. Fabrizio says, the accuracy is being calculated, accuracy, number of correct predictions, that's not, softmax front.